here with Jerry Downing, a pickleball instructor and all-around great human being. So Jerry, what is the nerd side of pickleball for you?
The nerd side of pickleball, in a word, would be my wife. I introduced her to the sport a couple years ago, and she has just taken to it like I've never seen anybody take to a sport. She switched from her volleyball background, but she nerds out so much. Everything is pickleball. She dreams pickleball. When we come home at night, we play pickleball, and then when it's dark and the lights are out, then we go home and watch pickleball. So she is a nerd, and she pays attention to all of the details. So to me, it points out the incredible diversity and intricacies of the game. Coming from a tennis background, played through college tennis, my career there, and pickleball is just more strategy. And honestly, I think it's more fun. When you're playing doubles, there's so many different elements to the game. So to me, it's the fact that you can get into the sport, have fun the very first day, but you will never conquer the sport completely. And that's the nerd side, studying the stroke mechanics and the strategy of the game. It's a pretty long-winded answer, Leo.
That's a great, thorough, nerdy answer. Good job. So can you share with us your journey of learning about pickleball and then starting to play?
Sure. We are both fans of it. The amazing thing is it started in Gypsum, Colorado. We were working at Beaver Creek, my wife and I. Wanted to take the winter off and be ski bums. Enjoyed that, and on our off days, we'd go to the rec center, local rec center, and we'd hear this pop, 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 pop. So we went into the gym, asked somebody, "What are you doing? What is that?" "It's pickleball. Why don't you come in and join?" Which epitomized the spirit of pickleball. It's like, "Hey, it's pickleball. Would you like to learn? Come on and join us." So they drew us right in, and I took to it. Mary, not so much so. She was still into her beach volleyball. So that's how it started, and I continued that when we came back to Orlando. And then once we moved to St. Petersburg, it was right at COVID. The city was shut down, people were not socializing, and we thought, let's get these pickleball courts open and let people be outside and make friendships. It happened, and it took off. During COVID, people were so hungry for that human interaction, being outdoors and doing something physical. And from there, we became certified instructors and have since probably taught maybe 300-400 people in the sport. And our pleasure and joy comes from people enjoying the sport and just learning and then sharing that love with others.
Amazing. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that. So what about like equipment? Can you share your experience with court shoes and paddles and just anything, eyewear?
I would love to. Everybody's got their favorites, but for me, real quickly, on the shoes, I'm wearing K-Swiss today because I'm not playing, but for people who have problems with their heels and need more shock absorption in the heel, Diadora tennis shoes are the ultimate, in my opinion. Paddles, I tell folks, when you're starting out, don't buy an expensive paddle. Get a decent paddle, play with it, borrow your friends' paddles while you're out playing, and you will come to know whether you're a control paddle person or a power paddle person. So, and there's so many great choices out now, and one of which is the paddle that you have developed, my friend. So, I would say, paddle and clothes, I like it because you can wear anything. So the most important equipment, I think, is paddle and shoes and balls. There are only two balls that we play with, and that's the Dura 40 and then also the Franklin X40. So personal preference, but yeah.
Awesome. All right. And what about, as you know, this podcast started with the dark side. Is there any dark side of pickleball for you?
Yes. What concerns me is that the spirit of pickleball initially was so much, people get so fired up at, wow, this is great, I love this sport. You don't need a partner, you can go to a court, show up, and you can play, and it's fun, and it's very inviting. What I see happening sometimes is people get so locked into the sport that it starts to become their identity. And then when it's your identity and you find that you lose now and then, and you're down on yourself and you're cussing yourself out or your partner out or your opponents out, that's not good. So I think that's one thing I really don't like to see is when it becomes people's identity. The way I heard it described recently from a dear friend and coach, Tony Roig, and he said that pickleball is like a scoop of ice cream. And if you get to be outside playing with friends, that's your scoop of ice cream. No matter what happens, whether you win or lose, you're getting ice cream. Now, if you happen to win, that's the hot fudge on top of the ice cream. But either way, you get ice cream. I like that. I like ice cream.
Yes, I know you like ice cream. We all do. Just not too much of it, I guess.
Right.
All right, is there anything you'd like to share, tips or tricks that would help beginners or advanced beginners?
I would love to, and that is take a lesson from a pro. That was the most beneficial in my tennis career. I highly recommend. You can start out not taking a lesson from a pro. You can learn so much on YouTube, which is fabulous. But do yourself a favor, take a lesson from a pro, several lessons from a pro. The dedicated attention to you and your abilities will really advance your game much more quickly. Yep. And I would like to take a moment also to thank you, my dear friend Leo, who we met on the pickleball court, invited you to play, you and your family. You took to this sport. You have advanced more quickly than anybody I know, and the level you've achieved and where you're headed in the sport is great. So you are a real testament to enjoying the sport, being competitive, wanting to excel, but not having it become your identity. So I really appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Jerry. I appreciate that very much. And yeah, so I agree with you. I think that making your identity and, and a lot of your wisdom from you and Mary has helped me, dealing with injuries, like a lot of stuff I wasn't very familiar with, kind of prepped me for what was to come and the mindset. And so I think that was a big help to ease the pain on my journey. And of course, it's continuing to unfold. So it's such an interesting sport, and I'm glad. I'm so happy that that you decided to invite me to that first pickleball clinic, October 12th of 2022, I believe. Yeah, such a great day and changed my life. Yeah.
Ours too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for illuminating the nerd side of pickleball with me, and let's go out there and see what the pros are doing, I guess. All right. Thanks, Jerry.